Runway released a new feature called Act 1 that allows you to do this. This is basically like being a VTuber on steroids. Let's see how it's done. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Once again, we have seen so many developments happen in the realm of AI video in the last week. So since the last time you've seen me, we have updates to major platforms, we have new platforms coming up out of nowhere. In this video, let's take a look at some of those highlights. All right, so we've talked about Pika.art on this channel so far. I'm trying not to make it an all Pika channel, but every time I go to shoot a video, they drop a new update. They really are cooking over here. And just in time for Halloween, we have 3 new Pika effects: eye pop it, decapitate it, levitate it. And just like before, I showed you how certain inputs can yield better results. So let's talk about how to get the most out of your Halloween effects from Pika.art. Okay, so first up we have an eye pop it, and I used this photo of me hiking in Red Rock Canyon. And my whole face is visible, both eyes are clearly in the shot, and that's really all it's gonna take. And also, they're adding sound to it now. All right, pretty cool. The eyes look very cartoony, but it looks, it's fun. Okay, so here's another one of me in the recording studio making one of my albums. This is from 10 years ago. And if you notice, only one of my eyes is in frame. So let's see how this turns out. Okay, so only the visible eye came out, and it comes out, it works, it's fine, and actually added some animation in the back. You see the recording engineer there kind of like acts surprised. So that's kind of fun. And then one more example here. I tried it on my cat, and I think this just goes to show that it works best on humans. Let's take a look at the results. So you can see it worked just fine, but you can still see his original eye. And I don't think it can process cat eyes, I guess. Obviously, these are human eyes that come out. So something to think about there. As long as you have a clear face with both eyes in the frame, I think this one will turn out just fine. Next, let's check out the decapitated effect. Here's a photo of me from Halloween a few years ago, where I dressed up like Slender Man. All right, so that one works. You can see there's a little nub from my neck there. The head comes off. Even have like gruesome sound effects. This one works pretty well. All right, another example. Here's a photo of me when I was around 10 years old with an awesome late 80s Thrasher haircut. So that one kind of failed, right? Like, sure, I pulled my head off, but I still have my head. So once again, I think sometimes it just takes multiple generations for you to get the right results. I just happen to have run out of credits. All right, let's check out Levitate It. Here I am in Bryce Canyon, Utah, one of the most beautiful places in the country. All right, yeah, looks pretty good. So once again, I think this is gonna be one of these where you need your whole body in frame, but you see the way my foot kind of goes through the fence there. I'm sure that could be cured with just a few more attempts. Once again, I ran out of credits, so here's what we have for now. All right, an awesome photo of a family ski trip in 1991. Okay, that one turned out really well. So once again, for the best results for these Halloween effects, you're gonna want a clear human face with 2 eyes in frame for the eye pop it. For the decapitate it, most likely you'll at least want a torso shot with the head very clearly in frame. And for the levitate it, I think you're gonna most likely want the whole body in frame for the best results. Okay, next up, Runway released a new feature called Act 1 that allows you to do this. So maybe you wanna be Chris Farley, or maybe you wanna look like a scary old man or something. You can upload your own character or use one of theirs. This is basically like being a VTuber on steroids. Let's see how it's done. Now, I really wanted to do a Muppet or something, but it just will not recognize a Muppet face. So let's see if I can use Chris Farley's face instead, and I'm just gonna make sure I have my character before I shoot my video bits. All right, we'll use this image of Chris Farley. Let's actually crop it a bit. Let's just crop the nips out. There we go. Great, so we have our character. Now I have to shoot the video bit to go in here. All right, so now let's go ahead and drop in the driving video. All right, it's now detecting the human face from my video. Looks like we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and hit generate. One thing I love about Runway is that the generations go so fast compared to the other platforms. This feature is a little different, of course. It's much more advanced. Drawback here is the video is a little longer, and I think this just chewed up 200 or more credits. I'm not sure exactly how many. So that's something to keep in mind. Make sure you watch your credits before you do this. Okay, and you already saw the results earlier, but this will be my first time seeing it right now. Okay, next up, Runway released a new feature called Act 1 that allows you to do this. So maybe you want to be Chris Farley, or maybe you want to look like a scary old man or something. You can upload your own character or use one of theirs. This is basically like being a VTuber on steroids.
Oh my God.
Let's see how it's done. Runway released a new feature called Act 1.
I miss Chris Farley so much. This is awesome.
All right, so there you go. There's Runway's new feature. Crazy potential, but crazy expensive. All right, so next up we have Sellerpic, which seems to have popped up out of nowhere. There are a lot of options here. So if you're really into fashion modeling, you can do stuff like virtual try-on or swap a model with the same outfit. So some tools like that if you're doing like influencer stuff or products, lots of options for featuring products. So mainly I want to talk about the image to video, and a lot of people are saying this is higher quality than Minimax, especially for influencer type content. I saw some comments speculating that maybe they're just using Minimax's API, and I think I've confirmed that that is indeed true. We'll see that in a moment. So speaking of Chris Farley, he's going to be my influencer today. All right, so first we have Chris. He's hanging out by a van down by the river. There he is, joyous and happy, Chris Farley. And then, you know, what's a Chris Farley clip without some destruction of a coffee table or something like that? Now, I want you to look carefully here at all of these kind of paper-looking shards. All right, keep that in mind. Now, I want to show you the same input in Minimax. So yeah, look at that. You have the same exact, what look like kind of like torn paper shards, something like that, but it looks the same. So, indeed, I think they're using Minimax's API. Nothing wrong with that. Minimax made that available. Anyone who has the money can go ahead and do that and sell the service. The difference here, what people are saying, is that this is much more uncensored than Minimax. So the inputs that you put in are less likely to get rejected. When you make a new account, they give you 20 credits, which allows you to make 2 videos. So I had to make a new account to demonstrate this. Let's try some more risque photos of Chris Farley. Look at that beefcake modeling that swimwear. Here he is as a Chippendales dancer. If you know Chris Farley, if you're younger and you don't know Chris Farley, go type it in and look at some of his SNL skits or maybe some clips from his movies. It was very hilarious. He was a spectacle. And look at the reaction of these people behind here. I love it. So yeah, this is very Minimax quality, and I think, in using the API, I think it has some kind of like behind the scenes prompting that cleans it up, and that's why some people are getting better results than Minimax when it comes to influencer type content. So Sellerpic, worth checking out if you want something a little less censored with Minimax's quality. But is it worth it? Let's take a look at what the plans cost. All right, so we have 2 plans. The starter gives you 500 credits, and it usually costs $30. So that'll give you 50 videos. I think it's an okay deal. The advanced, which usually costs 100, gives you 2,000 credits or 200 videos. And that seems like a pretty good deal if you're really going for that quality and you specifically want high quality influencer type videos. That's where this platform excels. But look, they have a limited time offer here. So for $20, you can get those 2,000 credits. I think that'd be worth it, maybe at least use for a month. Check it out. Okay, next up we have Genmo, which seems to have also just popped up out of nowhere, and it's number 2 on the leaderboards. So apparently this can handle pretty high quality generations, but only offers text to video. I was only able to do 1 video with my daily credits. Once again, I asked for Will Smith throwing spaghetti at the wall and forming the letters farplane.ai. Okay, so unlike Minimax, it got messed up the letters. It didn't make Will Smith, and that's okay. We'll let Minimax be the one that excels at that, right? But looks pretty good otherwise. The guy looks pretty real. The splash looks nice. And I wasn't able to demo this platform any further than that. But they do give you daily credits, and it's high quality, so you can at least just try it out until you decide you want to put more money into it. Minimax did rate higher on that leaderboard at number 1, so you probably just want to use Minimax for now, but I'm very curious to keep my eye on Genmo for when they introduce image to video, etc. And finally, we have aivideo.com, which excels in making viral content, but will put a whole video together for you. Let's go through here and try it out, although we won't be able to see the results without paying. So I would love to make some pixel art shorts for my gaming channel. Let's select pixel art as the category. Concept is retro gaming. And then here, generate an award-winning engaging script about fun facts about the early Nintendo. So if I were really serious about this, I would want to put more thought into this, because we're gonna see that this site is really expensive. And in my experience, the best success comes from running generations over and over and over, and I just don't think it's gonna be an option with this site. Let's go with 30 seconds. Art style, I'm gonna pick pixel art. I'm gonna go with portrait because I want this to be a short. You can choose your fonts here, and you can choose a voice. I would love it if I could customize this or upload maybe a clip of my own voice or something. How about this? Bill, male, American narration. Once again, I would put more thought into this if I were paying, but for now, let's just put people interested in retro gaming. And then we'll click generate, and this looks pretty cool. It kind of shows you what it's doing. So it's doing the whole storyboard. It's generating transitions. That's pretty powerful compared to everything else. You have to do all that stuff manually. But you see, we get here and they've blocked me with these little eyeballs, and click to download, and then it prompts you to pay. And I'd be down. I just, right now I don't have the time to pour into this platform. Otherwise, I think this is really powerful and cool. But look at these prices. 20 bucks for 10 videos on the first plan. 40 bucks for 30 videos, or 100 for 100. I don't know, that's kind of steep, but considering that these videos are like complete edits put together for you, maybe it's worth it. Let's take a look at some results from their homepage. All right, this one kind of looks like pixel art.
Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives...
This one's kind of short, but pretty cool. You've seen those channels that do like the History Channel type shorts, so this is exactly what this is, but just way better quality.
Retreating and destroying supplies as they went. Napoleon's forces, stretched thin and ill-prepared for the harsh Russian winter, found themselves in a desperate situation. The Battle of Borodino proved costly for both sides, and though Napoleon briefly occupied Moscow, he was forced to retreat as the city burned. The Grande Armée, once mighty, was reduced to a fraction of its size by hunger, cold, and relentless...
You got a bunch of like warping and that kind of stuff. Like the video clips don't look perfect, but this is so powerful that it does all this for you, all the transitions, all the text. So if you're trying to make like a viral shorts channel with just a bunch of cool infotainment type, pre-edited shorts, where this site does all the work for you, this might be up your alley. So if you want to support the channel and help me grow, it's just like everyone else says, hit subscribe, hit like, come over here and spin my short that the algorithm denied for no reason. It's all so much appreciated. And finally, I'm so excited to have released my first AI music album. I've spent my whole life as a musician and a composer, and you'd think that I would hate AI music, but actually I think it's super fascinating, and creating this album was such a joyous and surprising experience. There's gonna be a lot of content upcoming on that. In the meantime, you can check out the album. It's called Abyssal Refraction 1. It's a full-length album. These are long, progressive metal songs that I crafted meticulously, put a ton of work into this. So the first album has 4 songs on it, and there's more coming. Check it out. It's under the same name, Farplane AI, Abyssal Refraction 1. It's on Spotify and all of the stores. Check it out and let me know what you think in the comments. All right, so that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Are we going?
Gordon Ramsay.